Hi, I'm Stacey Morrison, epic fiction author. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to my writing room. Today we are going to be talking about self-editing. It's not easy, but it can be done. So here are my top 5 tips for editing your manuscript. Let's get into this. Number 1, read your work aloud. I often do this after finishing a first draft of a novel. But reading the work aloud engages other senses other than your vision. So you're going to catch reused words and phrases. You're also going to catch awkward sentences that you would miss otherwise. So read your work aloud. That's a great first start. Number 2, run your book through multiple editing software programs. I write everything in Google Drive, which has some basic editing suggestions, but then I download the manuscript into MS Word and run it through the spelling and grammar check there as well. You'd be surprised at how many different things the programs will pick up. It's just some basic, hard, fast editing, down and dirty, get it done. When you're sending your manuscript off, it's a fantastic way to make sure you don't have anything glaring. Number 3, professional beta readers. These angels sent from heaven will do a lot of the heavy lifting that an editor does for you. They'll point out where your story drags, where they didn't quite understand certain elements of the plot, where they wanted more. Good professional beta readers will really help you craft your story. So I highly recommend engaging with them. Your family and friends are not going to give you the feedback typically that you need unless they're English teachers or something like that. And most of the time, I couldn't even get anybody to read my story. So stop begging your family and friends and go out into the market and find some professional beta readers. You can find them on Fiverr. You can also find them on Critique Connect, which I thought was a fantastic resource for finding good professional beta readers. So engage with them. They're super important. Number 4, purchase good editing software. After your novel has gone through your beta readers and you make the necessary changes, you're going to need to purchase some really great editing software. I used Grammarly, and I used a free trial version of it for a week, and then I used ProWriter, and I used that free trial. At the end of my free trials, I decided that I liked ProWriter better, and I utilized ProWriter to run each of my manuscripts through a variety of different programs. This is better than your basic spelling and grammar program. Highly recommend that you invest. It's not terribly expensive. It's a lot cheaper than editors, but go ahead and invest the $80 or the $90 for ProWriter or Grammarly, whichever one that you prefer. Number 5, Microsoft Mark. This is the read aloud function in Microsoft Word. This is at the very end of your editing process when you've been through the novel dozens and dozens and dozens of times and you can recite large portions of it by heart. Run it through Microsoft Mark. And I think there's Microsoft David and I don't know, maybe Microsoft Edna. I didn't use those two. I used Mark because I thought his voice was a lot more pleasing. But run your manuscript through the read aloud function in MS Word, and it's going to read what's actually on the page and not what you think is on the page. And trust me, it's always going to be a little bit different. It's going to catch remnants of sentences where you've edited and you have a hangover from the last sentence. It's going to figure out or point out where you need a possessive, where you don't have a possessive. My favorite one was it found a couple of lighting instead of lightning. So in my story, it was storming and lightning struck. Or someone's arms were quacking. You can read that 1,000 times, and if you know that it's supposed to say quaking, you might not catch that someone's arms are quacking. But Microsoft Mark did. So the read aloud function is gonna point out some of the things that your eyes miss and the editing software misses. Self-editing is not for everyone. Most professionals will discourage you from editing your novel. But then again, most professionals quoted me $7,000 to edit my manuscript. So I'm going to choose to put that $7,000 in my audiobook and in my marketing, and I'm going to spend that money elsewhere. So if you feel the same way, don't be discouraged. You can edit your novel yourself. It takes a lot of discipline, takes a lot of time. You have to let your work get cold in between big edits, and just recognize that it's going to take time. Have a friend read it. If you've got a friend, I have a couple of friends that have just been, oh my gosh, lifesavers. And they have helped so much, just pointing out things that you're gonna miss. When you have a big work, M1 is 162,000 words, so it's not that thick, but it's 162,000 words, and I've been over it probably 35 times. So you're gonna have to accept that you may have a few commas that are missing, you may have a curly quote, a curly quotation mark or a straight quotation mark that sneaks in among the thousands of curly cues. You're probably going to be the only one that notices that. Even, Random House and the big publishers, they're going to have things that escape. It's just part of the written work. And, but you can do the best you can to edit it properly and professionally, and to have very, very few mistakes. So it just takes some time. So follow those 5 steps and you should be pretty good. Until next time, take my hand. I'm going to tell you an amazing tale.